Greetings. Today, just want to mention something briefly because I've mentioned them before. Whenever I give mentions to remedies or things that are potentially helpful to people, I'm not necessarily endorsing them. I'm just saying that doctors should still be able to prescribe them, and also that we as a society should still be able to talk about them, and that they should still be kind of on the shelf as a potential tool for specific cases for people. And one of those, of course, famously, Ivermectin, became this huge thing when the establishment was pushing real hard that we cannot use Ivermectin against COVID because that would have undermined their profits severely. So they had to push this idea, trick the people, psychologically manipulate the people that Ivermectin was no longer effective or safe for humans, and that it was in fact just a horse paste. So they did that trick to people. But while that was going on, I was out there saying, oh my God, there's things, we can do things. People don't have to die. And, I had advocated certain things along the course of what we've experienced. At one point, I was really advocating monoclonal antibodies for use. And we knew a lot of wealthy people that had private doctors. So when a poor person would get COVID and ask what to do, their doctor said, "Oh, don't come here. Stay away from here. Nothing we can do. Don't come into Kaiser. Actually, don't do anything. And then when your symptoms get really worse, then we'll deal with it then." That's what the normal patient was told during the time of COVID. Wealthy people that have private doctors, however, were told, hey, come on in, we've got some things. We've got hydroxychloroquine, we've got ivermectin, we've got monoclonal antibodies. So then when the press really ramped up the campaigns against hydrox and ivermectin, sometimes, or whatever, just for whatever reason, doctors would choose to go the monoclonal antibody route. Not so bad in a person with an active infection of COVID, when they're actively got that going, those proteins in their body. The monoclonal antibodies will tend to just go and destroy those proteins, and then they're good. Unfortunately, just using monoclonal antibodies, though, kind of willy-nilly, just if you no longer have an active infection, or you don't know, you don't have a good diagnosis, you don't know what it is, then using those monoclonal antibodies in that case, I think, could actually be a bad thing. I think they could, just cause problems with your immune system overall, and so forth, or attack other proteins and stuff, so forth. So there's not, you want to really be careful how you use monoclonal antibodies. I'm still a fan of them, but I just don't think they should. I don't think they should be used to I'll just take some monoclonal antibody because I think I might be exposed to COVID. I don't have it, but they shouldn't be used that way. I don't think they should. I think they should be used lightly. But anyway, I still believe in them, and I still believe in the attenuated whole virus vaccine. Also, it's just hey, we got this new virus going around. Let's knock the thing about it off of it that makes it so transmissible or makes it so virulent, and then give that to people, the attenuated version of the vaccine. Still a big fan of that. So another thing about monoclonal antibodies now is that they're being used, they're being repackaged. So it's not like a lot of things. Like Vicodin is not really just an opiate, right? Vicodin is a new thing. It's got acetaminophen. It's got other things. Same thing with a lot of these monoclonal antibody drugs. They're being used to treat cancer and so forth. They're not strictly monoclonal antibodies anymore, and they probably are problematic. They have problems. I don't trust them. So that's it. I wanted to qualify monoclonal antibodies a little bit. I don't recommend using them just willy-nilly. But I do think they are effective, and if I had a doctor and COVID was going around, I'd sure love that if he still was able to give some for me. Which in my case, I know they weren't. My doctor said she wouldn't give them to me if I had an active case, and she wouldn't just test me for the presence of antibodies in case I'd already had an infection. She wouldn't even just test me for the presence of antibodies in my blood when the COVID thing was going around. Would refuse to test me. I said, I'll pay for the test. Still would not do. Said it was irrelevant. Okay, so that was that. And then there's another remedy I want to talk about real quick that I had said was good. Oh, yes, for long COVID. So for people that are suffering this thing they think is long COVID, they're not really sure what the problem is. They might be vaccine injured. They might be having long COVID. They might just be depressed because they locked down too long and didn't exercise. Now their whole anatomy has changed. Our physiology, their whole metabolic processes are different now because they're depressed and they don't move very much. But I had recommended nattokinase, and I guess it turns out that's got some problems. It's not as effective as was thought, not as innocuous as thought. Nattokinase for long COVID are just for kind of a detox. I'm still thinking quercetin and bromelain, maybe ivermectin in extreme cases if we think there's something. I don't know. But I don't know about the nattokinase anymore. I used to recommend that for long COVID. I'm not so sure about that anymore. All right, I'm still into quercetin, bromelain, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D. I'm into all that still. Okay, have a good one.